morning and welcome back into the Cowboys Report. I am Tom Downey. We're looking at some rookie minicamp winners and losers, with that wrapping up for the Cowboys after it went on over the weekend. Before we dive into that, we are in a sub-battle this month against Giants now. Very early. Doesn't really factor in the Sunday numbers, frankly. But if you want free Cowboys YouTube videos every single day, normally multiple times per day, and you want more updates on all things Cowboys for free, hit that sub button, and we can take down Marshy and the Giants. YouTube.com/@CowboysTV. Let's dive into rookie minicamp winners, which kind of becomes takeaways for us because, it's what more people click on. Leadership traits, clearly winners. The Cowboys are very much searching for that. That is something they actively sought out in this year's NFL draft. They wanted to add more of these. They wanted this type of person. We'll come back to this on the negative side, by the way, as well. This is what Brian Schottenheimer said on leadership. We certainly wanted guys that had leadership. Character does matter, and it's not the only thing, but we feel like we got some incredible football players. But they're also going to be influencers in the locker room. They're going to be guys that practice hard. They're going to be guys that play the right style. They play to the whistle. They're going to give us what we want, which is 4 quarters and beyond. In general, the energy, the vibes, energy's been a popular buzzword coming out of rookie minicamp for the Cowboys. It all seems good. That's from the players. They're very positivity is a key element right now. It's not like they feel bad going into it. Now, there's some natural hype here. They just got to the NFL. Like, they're kind of already on cloud 9. So it would probably take a lot to bring that down. But it is a positive overall, which brings us to the next rookie minicamp winner. And that's your head coach, Brian Schottenheimer. He continues to at least say and do the right things from the leadership element. Here's what Schottenheimer said. When I took the job, I promised Jerry that no one would outwork me in this role. That's something I've really taken to heart and tried to believe in. Again, he continues to say all the right things. All of his press conferences are impressive, which isn't a huge surprise. That was generally the expectation, as we'll get into. Probably a red flag if that wasn't actually the case there. But the stuff he can control for now, the early stuff he can control in May, is solid so far. So be honest with me. And, you probably feel better about it when they hired him, but maybe you're still under 10. What is your confidence level in Brian Schottenheimer as the Cowboys head coach? Scale it for me from 1 to 10. 1 on the low end, 10 on the high end. It is the pinned comment on today's show. So if the ad comes here on YouTube, take advantage of it. Head down there and let me know. Look, this stuff alone, all saying the right things, having the right energy, being the right kind of leader, that alone will not make him a good coach. But it should get you buy-in early on. And it sounds like that's what the Cowboys are getting, that they're getting good buy-in early in this process. Frankly, I think it'd be a pretty big red flag if there wasn't good buy-in. If things were like dicey the entire time and it's like, we don't know if this is the right guy. There is still a lot of things that matter that he has to prove, especially stuff on the field. That's what matters most, right? Otherwise, like, he can go be a team VP or something. So there's a lot of this stuff that has to get proven, but the stuff that we can judge on so far has come up pretty positive. Next up on the Cowboys rookie camp winners is Tyler Booker, the offensive guard, the team's first-round pick. Tyler Booker continues to draw rave reviews from the staff and everybody else as it relates to the expectations for him for this upcoming season and the leadership traits that he brings. The Cowboys very clearly wanted more leadership. They wanted more of that. They wanted the right kind of guy, to borrow a Jason Garrett phrase. And that is what Tyler Booker offers. You can go back to his time at Alabama. Every report has been, when they lost the Vanderbilt game, Booker was one that kind of righted the ship, took control of the team leadership there. Plus, he's a good football player. We can debate the value of a guard versus if he was worth the 12th pick or if he should have been like the 20th pick, whatever. This is a clear plug-and-play starter on the offensive line. Funny that some of the photos coming out of minicamp looks like he's wearing pads, which he wasn't, which makes it funny. The Cowboys need instant impact here. They have to have it. They said that going in. They needed an instant impact starter. Booker's going to start for them. Recent drafts to at least begin those players' careers. I don't want to write them out altogether yet, but the early impact, that instant impact, has not been there, at least not in a positive enough sense. So you Cowboys need good stuff from Booker, and the early vibes are good so far. More to come on Tyler Booker, but you can get his rookie jersey or any of the Cowboys 2025 NFL draft gear, including jerseys, Shavon Revel, who we'll talk about here, Ezierukau, Jaydon Blue, etc. Chatsports.com/Cowboys draft. Link will be in the comments section and the description of today's show. That's chatsports.com/Cowboys draft. The clickable link over there in the corner as well. I like these quotes from Tyler Booker on leadership. Just to be a leader of this group, he said. I take a lot of pride in that. I'm a natural-born leader. So my fellow rookies, I'm excited to grow and learn with them like we did today. When it comes to leadership, you have to earn the right to lead. That's what I'll be looking forward to do first. You earn the right to lead by being a producer on the field, or doing everything right off the field, and being someone that your teammates love, trust, and respect. That's my approach when it comes to being a leader. Kind of sounds like a Dak quote. That's something Dak would say, I feel like, which I think is, again, a positive thing. Again, all the right things are being said. It's May. You need good football play more than anything else. But it is worth mentioning, too, hey, Tyler Booker is 21 years old. That's a very, good head on your shoulders type of comment to make when you're 21 years old. More players to come, and not just big picture stuff. Name a Dallas Cowboys rookie minicamp winner. Want to go with favorite player, that's fine too. Let me know in the comments of today's show. Let's talk Shavon Revel Jr., the cornerback out of ECU. He wasn't a full participant. Nick Harris with a good note here that did stretching conditioning with his teammates, then was on the sideline for rehab work during position drills. Still working back from his torn ACL. This is what matters to me here. Revel looked good in his limited running and cutting today. The last time we had heard, I don't think he had actually been officially cleared yet for cutting. So if he's doing that, that's a positive step in the right direction. I don't know when he's going to be back. The Cowboys need him to play at some point this season. Is he ready for day one of training camp? Does he start on that PUP/NFI list? That's kind of been the expectation going in, but I think it's a good sign he was already out there in some capacity. Does he miss a week, maybe two, of training camp and then get going? That's probably the betting favorite, so to speak. I have high expectations for him. I want him as my week one starter. And there will be lumps and growing pains and ups and downs. He's a third-round pick. He's a rookie. He hasn't played a ton at ECU. He's not raw. He's just inexperienced. I've got high expectations for him. So I want him out there in some capacity. Next up is Shemar James. And again, there's not a lot of, as we'll get into, real football happening. But there was this funny moment, as Patrick Walker, Voice of the Star, pointed out. Says Shemar James knocked one of the very large coaching assistants on his back during a pad drill in day 2 of Cowboys rookie minicamp. The assistant and others celebrated by hugging him, which is a good thing. Everyone's excited about it. By the way, there is, I think, some good leadership traits for Shemar James as well. I think having these younger players that have impact there matters. Shemar James could not celebrate yet with champagne. He is 20 years old. This is young. He was also a 20-year-old team captain at Florida, which is, again, I think that stuff's impressive. I suspect specifically for the Shemar James pick, I think that was a Matt Eberflus pick. I was a little surprised that Shemar James didn't test better athletically. I think the film athletic testing was better than the timed testing. I'm excited to see how he fares with, I think, kind of an Eberflus project in play here. Of all the Cowboys draft picks this year, which one are you most excited about long term? Let me know in the comments section of today's show. All right, minicamp losers, the competitive drills. They're not doing a lot of those. Pad work, like the actual big pad is all they did there. And that's been the case for a while now. This is more elongated rookie orientation and syllabus week. That's kind of what you get here. And that's not a bad thing, by the way. That's how pretty much all these teams do. The goal of it is okay, let's get you up to speed, and then we'll bring you in. That way when training camp and mandatory minicamp and OTAs get going, you're not slowing us down. That's the goal of this. Kind of tying back into our first winner, non-leaders. To me, this is very clearly something Brian Schottenheimer wants. He wants leadership. He wants, we're going to go back to the Jason Garrett days, he wants an RKG, the right kind of guy. The guy that, Schottenheimer's quote, going to work hard, on the field and off the field, practice hard, do it all, not get in trouble. That's what they want. Maybe we don't get as many Blue Star specials that are character concerns, or maybe not early. And the Cowboys think they kind of build a better culture. They clearly want to change the culture. How possible is that with Jerry and Steven with, the Country Club Cowboy effect? I don't know, but I appreciate that that's the mindset there. And in the end, if you're not that kind of guy, you better change, because there's a lot of competition with this roster. They've got that 30th to 70th spot on the roster, pretty deep. You better be the right kind of guy. So I want you to name a rookie minicamp loser for me. Let me know in the comments section of today's show. One minor note here: there are 2 unsigned rookies at this point. Donovan Ezierukau and Jaydon Blue. Those are the only 2 unsigned players for the Cowboys. That will not last long. There's nothing to panic about here. The second rounders have always been kind of the later guys. There's not really that much you can argue over. Normally it's what percent is guaranteed, especially for second rounders. Is there offset language in your contract? Meaning if you get cut and you sign somewhere else, does that team get some of the money back? It's normally based on what happens around you. So don't panic. These will get done. There's no more holdouts. The rookie contract scale has made that a lot easier on teams and, frankly, players. So patience, but those guys will get signed.